the rankings are out, and as far as how the rankings look, they have Georgia at number 1, 12-0, Michigan number 2, 12-0, TCU at number 3, 12-0, and USC got the fourth spot at 11-1. So they got the nod over Ohio State, who's fifth, and Alabama has crept back up into sixth. So Alabama's back up in the mix. So what do you all think about the college football rankings? I mean, you have, like I said, Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC, with Ohio State and Alabama on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a 6-game playoff this year instead of 4, right?
No, it's just 4 this year. They're not
Just
going to
4,
expand
just
it
4.
until they want to expand it next year.
Okay. But the bottom line of it is I knew Alabama would creep back up in that 6th spot. That's just how for someone on reading, Alabama is always one that kind of gets, at least getting that top 4 to top 6. So kind of figured that part out. But well, we really know what the reason is. I'm just saying unknown because it's Alabama. That's just what they do. The Saban factor, whatever. There's several reasons Alabama's always in that top.
Mainly because they crush people.
They crush folks. Yeah, but they don't play nobody. They played.
They play everybody.
They put teams on the schedule. I mean, they do play top 25 competition, but they do put teams like Louisiana Lafayette.
Let me look at their strength of schedule. I mean, ESPN has the strength of schedule, and Alabama has they have the number 8 as far as strength of schedule through ESPN. That's based on the people they played already. They're ranked at number 8. So the toughest schedule is actually Auburn. They got the toughest schedule this year.
But the bottom line of it is that we know Alabama was going to get up there, and but the teams that are in the top 4 right now, they belong there. Kind of figured Michigan was going to beat up. I was one of the few people that thought Michigan could beat Ohio State in Ohio State. Georgia, they've been clowning all year, keeping games close, but they've been winning games. TCU, a lot of people don't like TCU being up there, but they belong there. They're undefeated.
No, I don't either.
But they still doing it. I don't know what they'll look like playoff wise, but for right now, they are undefeated. And of course, who's the number 4? USC.
Yeah.
So USC is kind of returning to prominence. So, we got our normal cast of characters for the most part. I was kind of surprised to see Clemson get beat, but it is what it is. It's down. Those guys are rebuilding out there.
On fire, man.
Yeah, they are. They are. But all I can say is this: as far as ranking goes, if you didn't watch football this weekend, there's something wrong with you because all these rivalry games, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, that was a good game. That Florida State game, I almost ended up going to that game this weekend. That was probably the best game I've seen this weekend. It was really, really good. All the rivalry games. Just being able to watch football from Thursday to Monday was just really awesome. Just seeing all the games and there was a lot of good football played this weekend.
Yeah. As far as if you wanted to strictly go by strength of schedule, then TCU would still be in the top 4 because USC would TCU has a stronger schedule than USC. TCU actually is 1 behind Ohio State. So Ohio State is 34th, TCU is 35th, and Michigan is 39th. So TCU deserves to be in the top 4. It's just, who else would but US say what, right?
Who did TCU play? Who did TCU play? That's supposed to be so difficult.
And that's a good question. Let me take a look at their schedule. As far as ranked teams, and I guess this is their ranking at the time. Number 18, Oklahoma, 19, Kansas. Number 8, Oklahoma State, 17, Kansas State, 18, Texas, and 10, Kansas State is what they got this weekend. Yeah, so they've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 25 teams with 1 to go.
No, ain't no way in the world. They
Yeah,
schedule was tougher than
and then
Alabama.
no, Alabama is number 8. They're tougher. Alabama has a tougher schedule, but as far as like opponents, they beat Texas. I think they beat Texas by a touchdown. Alabama lost by a point?
No, they beat Texas.
I'm sorry, won by a point. Won by a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then in Texas, they've had a backup quarterback in that game too, and a
And
controversial
then
play call. But and again,
and
it's not
then
to say, huh?
then you gotta ask yourself the question. Alabama lost 2 games with a one possession game or 1 point or whatever it is, but they was on a away field. Do you believe that Michigan and any of these other schools can beat Alabama on a neutral field? Now, they have the ability to do it, or it's possible for them to do it, but do you believe that it's 4 teams that can beat Alabama on a neutral field?
4 teams. I'm going to say no. I think
That
I think
that's what we said.
I think Alabama against any team in the top 4 would be the favorite. Now, whether they win or not, I
Right.
don't know, but I think they'd
No,
be the
no,
favorite.
they ain't gonna be the favorite over Georgia.
I'm sorry, not over Georgia, not over Georgia. But you're right. But Michigan, I think they'd be the favorite. If it was USC, TCU, I think Alabama would be the favorite. But I think TCU is tougher than people think. I know they're better than what Cincinnati was last year, in my opinion. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, running the table is something that, like I said, their schedule is just one behind Ohio State, so it's not like Ohio State can say anything. Um, with the loss. And then not only did they lose, they lost at home by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they got their ass whooped.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like they had just quit. I don't understand what was happening there. I mean, they are defensive back university, but those guys were literally quit. They stopped running on plays, and I could have called a pass out there as wide open as them guys were.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to give TCU their props as far. And again, this is what happens when you have people picking who the top 4 are instead of just, going with division champions and a few wild cards or something. I mean, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get this speculation on who is better than who or who deserves this or who had a good win, who had a bad loss. I mean, it ain't nothing but gymnastics. You just, and the
Yeah.
Russian
If you
judges are
do
going
it
to screw
by
somebody every
conference, it'll
time.
be terrible.
Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.